Hello, you are listening to Dr. Sushma Singh. Today, let us start Unit 7 Marxian Perspective on Development. This unit deals with the central Marxian idea on development. Marx has tried to explain development in terms of the progression of society through various stages: tribal, Asiatic, ancient, feudal, and capitalist. He has visualized conflict inbuilt in the material condition of existence to be the core factor in development. To carry forward this conflict, he has identified the agency of social class as the main vehicle of class conflict. In the earlier units of this block, we have discussed modernization and the liberal approaches to development. By now, we must have acquainted with the significance of market force in development. In this unit, we shall be dealing with the Marxian approach to development. We have read Marxian concepts of class and conflict and capitalist mode of production and change. In this unit, we touch upon all these issues again from the perspective of development. Here we shall briefly discuss Marx's idea of development, capitalism, and his plan of action. The social conditions of the working class in the capitalist mode of production has been specially examined. We have also discussed neo-Marxian approaches to development, that is, the word system analysis and critical theory. This unit ends with discussion on critical theory. Now let us start topic Marxian idea of development. Karl Marx was the most influential socialist thinker on development in 19th and 20th centuries. Of late, against the backdrop of the collapse of the socialist economy, Marxian thought has been a subject of critical review. Around half of the world population followed his suggested path of restructuring the social and political organization and economic development. His contribution to the theory of development is simply unparalleled and path-breaking. After his death on 14th March 1883, his lifetime collaborator and close friend Friedrich Engels took his path. The development of human society through various stages of development and changes in the material condition, existence, development of capitalism, and corresponding change in the class relationship and transformation in the mode of production were the major concerns of Karl Marx. Let us examine some of these concerns. The first is production, relation, and development. Marx had a profound philosophical vision of the development of human society, which may be understood in terms of the material condition of existence and the dialectic, that is, contradiction inbuilt in the material condition of existence. Though he has not denied the significance of non-material forces in the process of development of human society through various stages, he emphasized that the material forces and their contradiction provided the very basic and fundamental condition of development and change in human society. Marx's idea of development is the best understood in terms of his analysis and interpretation of the capitalist society, its evolution, structure, and functioning. As a prolific writer, Karl Marx has touched upon all these issues in several of his writings, especially in the Communist Manifesto. In the preface to a contribution to the critique of political economy and the capital. According to Karl Marx, all the legal relations, politics, forms of the state, etc., are to be understood not in terms of development of human mind but in terms of material condition of life. To him, in the process of development of human society, human being has emerged to be a producing animal and thereby tied with several production relations. He was very categorically to mention that with the change in the economic foundation, the inter-superstructure, that is the legal, political, religious, and aesthetic or philosophical, get transferred. In the process of such transformation, individual consciousness is determined not by what he thinks, but by the contradiction of material life. That is the conflict between the social productive forces and the relation of production. Consciousness is a part of development in human society. To him, it is not the consciousness of man that determines their existence, but on the contrary, their material condition of existence that determines this consciousness. As pointed out earlier, antagonist production relation is the key factor for the change and development. The Asiatic, ancient, feudal, and capitalist are the progressive epochs in the economic formation of society. The capitalist relation of production to him is the last antagonistic form of the social process of production. Now the second point is class relation and change. In all the stages of economic transformation of society, there have been specific forms of class struggles. Social classes, according to Karl Marx, are the main agents of social change. The change is, however, based on class conflict. Classes to Marx are formed based on objective material conditions. These are groups of people with a common economic position vis-a-vis those of other class. In essence, this economic interest is conflicting and contradictory to each other's class position. These class relations get transferred to hostile action against each other with the intermediation of class consciousness. The objective material conditions form the basis for the formation of class in itself, which get transformed into class for itself. In the process of transverging of subjective class consciousness. To Karl Marx, though the class relation was very complicated in the earlier epoch of history, in the modern stage of capitalism, this has been simplified. In the modern capitalist society, new classes, however, have emerged with new condition of operation and new form of struggle between the bourgeois and the proletariat. that is, the have-nots and haves. According to Marx, under capitalism, wage laborers are poor who grow more rapidly than the population and wealth. The essential conditions both for the existence and sway of the bourgeois class is the formation and augmentation of capital. The advance of industry, whose involuntary promoters is the bourgeois, replaces the isolation of laborer due to the competition by their revolutionary combination due to association. The development of the modern industry therefore cuts from under its feet the very foundation on which the bourgeois produces and appropriates products. What the bourgeois therefore produces above all is its grave diggers. Its fall and the victory of the proletariat are equally inevitable. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for listening.